you've got to look at what the hell the goal is when you are injured, right? And most people make the mistake of the goal of overcoming an injury is simply reducing pain. And you need to snap out of that, because the pain isn't the problem. The pain is just a response to an underlying problem. So if you reframe your mind to the goal actually doesn't change. The goal is the same. It's just to increase strength every week. If you can make that reframe in your mind, because that's all it is, then you can pretty much treat injured training and non-injured training exactly the same from a conceptual standpoint. There's no difference. The intent is gain strength every week. It doesn't matter about the feelings that happen during the session or the feelings that happen, after the session. The start point is just different. So to counteract that fear, you need a rule in place to allow you to still go to the gym and send it safely, because the area needs to be, you need to have a little bit more concern about training these areas, right? So don't exceed a 4 out of 10 pain in that area. By having that rule in play, just to ensure that you are safe with your training, you'll be very surprised by how much actually you can do and how much you can actually push yourself and still stay well within that boundary. When you actually go into the gym and you've actually warmed up, you can do 10 times more than what you previously thought you could. I can guarantee that. But let's be a bit specific about some certain injuries, just to kind of bring this video to life. Let's say, for example, you've got an elbow injury. How heavy should I lift if I've got an elbow injury? Right, with that rule in place, 4 out of 10. As heavy as fucking possible. It doesn't change. You can train your elbow in multiple different ways. You can train your forearms, because your forearm muscles cross the elbow, and your biceps and your triceps also cross the elbow. So one thing you can do to start things off to get some money in the bank is training the muscles that aren't aggravated. So you can absolutely lift heavy as fuck on, for example, if you had tennis elbow or something like tennis or golfer's elbow, they may bring on symptoms when you are doing tricep movements. They might not. They might bring on pain when you do bicep movements. They may bring on pain if you do certain forearm movements, whether that's supination or pronation, flexion and extension. Wherever you fit on that, you can absolutely lift heavy as fuck on the ones that don't bring symptoms on. And you just have to be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more precise on the ones that do bring on symptoms. However, the concept doesn't change. You still have the aspiration to get stronger every week, because the stronger you are, the greater your ability to cope with the demands in which you're placing on your body on the mats. You've got like 200 odd muscles in the body. They're all different weird names, right? Who cares about that? A way you can massively simplify this is just by thinking about the joints. Elbow is the same as the knee. Simple. It just does this. Extension, flexion, extension. It moves 2 ways. It's simple. You'll have a doctor telling you, oh my God, this is the most complicated thing ever. It's not. It's pretty chilled out, right? You can train muscles that don't have any symptoms very hard, with aggression, with intensity, to develop your strength in the surrounding structures. After you've done that, and you want to actually enter muscles and tendons that actually have symptoms, then cool. You've got that rule in place to make sure you can do it. The point I'm trying to make here is that you can do a lot more than you think you can when you are injured, right? Hopefully you appreciate that. Let's go to the knee. Right, if flexion hurts and extension is fine, we have got a lot of options. You can just prioritize for the start, for the first few weeks, prioritize the other muscles. So the deadlifts, the RDLs, the hamstring stuff, the hamstring and the glutes. You can just prioritize the other areas, right? And then you can enter into the high knee bend stuff later on. So you could even do, with that rule in place, 4 out of 10 for knee pit, don't ever exceed 4 out of 10. You can absolutely still destroy your deadlifts and improve your strength in your deadlift numbers. You can do RDLs, which is even more hamstring, less quad. And you can still do half knee bending exercises, for example, box squats or whatever. But So you've got a strength intent to develop your strength every week, but you've also, because you're injured, you need to have the intent to increase range of motion week after week as well. So the ultimate question, or the ultimate rule, is you'll be very surprised how much more you can do if you're injured. Yes, the start point changes, but all you need to do is still have that same level of commitment, same level of focus, and just change a couple of variables that you would normally do. I injured my pec minor a few months ago, right? I think it was on either a fly machine, going crazy on a fly machine, or it was on dips. It was one of the two. So my pec minor, it attaches to the elbow joint here. It's a very low blood flow area. I still did all my same chest movements. However, I just changed. I found the point of pain, and so the set actually lasted the same amount of time. And let's say I was doing a flat dumbbell chest press. I'd find the point where the pain came on, and I'd just hold that position. And this is called an isometric hold. And I'm not saying this is the gold standard, it's just what I chose to do because I'm changing the muscle contraction. You can either go really slowly, which is great because you're changing the variables, you're making it a lot better so you can sit better within that 4 out of 10 pain. You've got variables that you can play with when you are injured. You've got training the muscles opposite to the ones that are injured, prioritizing them, lifting heavy as fuck, getting them really strong. You've got choosing which type of muscle contraction you want to actually focus on. You've got reducing the weight, pretty straightforward. You've got reducing the speed of the contraction, and you've got reducing the range of motion. So you've got all these variables you can play with to make sure you can still get a really, really productive training session in. And the last but not least, if you take nothing away from this video, the intent is not different. When you're injured and when you are not injured, the intent remains exactly the same. It's still improving your strength week after week, because the only thing that changes is the start point. Yes, there's going to be ups and downs, but the general trend is going to be up. However, if you stay at home and rest, is that trend going to be up? No. Is it fuck? You don't get anything for free in this world. You need to work your fucking bollocks off for it. So make sure you take as much from that video as you can. Because, listen, I was one of them people. I was one of them people that would tweak my ankle and I wouldn't go in the gym and do upper body. I used to take it as a full excuse. Oh, what if I make my ankle worse when I'm picking up a dumbbell? Fuck off. I used to honestly take it as the biggest legitimate excuse to just fucking training, like not doing any training, right? And, you know, I was like, I don't want to I was proper scared of making stuff worse. When you realise that you're not actually going to make your injury worse by lifting weights on that exact area, and you're actually going to speed up how quickly it builds strength and how quickly it heals, honestly, it changes something in your brain. Swear down. It's understandable that you're a little bit scared, right? But you know, you've got enough from this video to build your confidence in doing some productive shit, whether you're injured, whether you're not injured. Hopefully you appreciate the video. See you tomorrow.